Good afternoon to one and all. This is Dr. Vijay Kumar, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering from St. Peter's Engineering College, Hyderabad. Today, I am going to discuss about the tidal and wave energy development and its scope in India. Energy is a basic input to the national economy, both agricultural and industrial, apart from being an instrument for improving the quality of life. Provision of adequate quantities and kind of energy is and will continue to be a challenge to the governments and the institutions in the country engaged in various specific tasks related to energy supply and transport. The primary commercial energy inputs to the Indian economy are from coal, oil, and hydroelectricity, and to a limited extent nuclear energy. Concerns about carbon dioxide and global warming and the security and long-term availability of fossil fuel supplies has led to greatly renewed interest in all forms of renewable energy, and so the time may have come for ocean renewable energy as well. All ocean energy technologies except tidal barrages are conceptual, undergoing R&D, are the in the pre-commercial prototype and demonstration stage. The globally distributed resources and relatively high energy density associated with most ocean energy sources provide ocean energy with the potential to make an important contribution to energy supply in the coming decades. If technical challenges can be overcome and costs thereby reduced, accordingly, a range of initiatives are being employed to promote and accelerate the development and deployment of ocean energy technologies. In India, perspective, there is a tremendous scope for the energy from the ocean, as India has a long coastal line of about 7,000 and 7,500 kilometers and about 336 islands in Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. The The researchers' basic review of the technology of each of the major sources, including wave conversions, fixed and floating wind turbines, free flowing current turbines, and ocean thermal energy, and based on their reviews, discusses the magnitudes of each of the resources in India and the particular technical issues each technology is facing. Excuse me. The ocean can produce two types of energy: thermal energy from the sun's heat and mechanical energy from the tides and waves. Oceans cover more than 70% of Earth's surface, making them the world's largest solar collectors. The sun's heat warms the surface water a lot more than the deep ocean water, and this temperature difference creates thermal energy. Just a small portion of the heat trapped in the ocean could power the world. Ocean mechanical energy is a quite different from ocean thermal energy. Even though the sun affects all ocean activity, tides are driven primarily by the gravitation pull of the moon, and waves are driven primarily by the winds. As a result, tides and waves are intermittent source of energy, while ocean thermal energy is fairly constant. The ocean also provides naturally various mechanisms to collect, concentrate, and transform that energy into forms that might be more useful. The oceans are a heat engine that transforms solar energy into the kinetic energy of wind, waves, and current. The average solar power flux into the surface of the ocean at 15 degrees north latitude is about zero point 0.2 kilowatts per meter square, but this is typically converted to trade winds of about 20 20 knots, which have a power flux of zero point 0.6 kilowatts per meter. This limitation might be overcome with floating offshore wave generators, which would in effect increase in length of intercepted wavefront. India has experimented with a 150 kilowatts wave energy system at Thiruvananthapuram in 1983. The system average output was 25 kilowatts during December and March, and 75 kilowatts during April to November in 1983. And Vijayanagaram Wave Energy pilot project in Kerala. The Wave Energy pilot project at Vijayanagaram, an undertaking of the National Institute of Ocean Technology at IIT Madras, aims to gather technical data on the oscillating water column concept. The average wave potential along the Indian coast is around 5 to 10 kilowatts per minute. India has a coastline of approximately 7,500 kilometers. Even a 10% utilization would mean a resource of 3,750 to 7,500 megawatts. However, through prototypes have been built and some operating experience obtained, this is not yet a commercially available technology. A wave energy plant installed by National Institute of Technology currently yields 6 to 7 kilowatts to produce 7,000 to 8,000 liters of desalinated water per day. The obstacles to wave power production are mainly technical, a design which will withstand the battering of waves, cost of special materials and techniques for construction and maintenance of equipment and infrastructure in corrosive environment, as well as the problems related to efficiency and source variability. And where the tidal energy could only meet a small portion of India's energy needs due to limited potential sites, the potential sites are the Gulf of Kutch, Gulf of Cambay, and the Durgaduani Creek in the Sundarabans Delta. The first Indian plant of 3.65 megawatt capacity is being installed in the Durgaduani Creek in Sundarbans. Most recently, India joined the tidal power wave with the approval of a commercial scale tidal power plant in the Gulf of Kutch. The 50 megawatt plant will be developed by the London based company Atlantis Resources Corporation in partnership with Gujarat Power Corporation. And construction will start this year. The plant will be the first of its kind in Asia. Thank you, Ananda.